Hello, and thank you for joining me tonight. I go by Lune, and this is a distance Reiki session set with the intention of something as a tool that you can use when you've had either a very stressful day. I don't want to say bad times, but I'm going to use that term, but it's not really one I like to feed into, but just so you know what I'm talking about. This has been inspired by the fact that this week has just felt kind of emotional. I've seen it play out in many areas of my own life and in other people around me. It's just like we're all on edge a little, if I can say it that way. And what I want from this is to provide this calming source, this place of being able to, we're going to cleanse the aura. We're going to use some really gentle kind of effects here in terms of ASMR, typical stuff you see from me, spray, smudge. I've actually got my Kalimba. I was inspired by Miss Synchronicity. She recently put up a video with her Kalimba, and I was like, oh, I should bring mine back out. So if you haven't seen her video, you should check it out. Stones to recommend, and the typical stuff that you see from me in a Reiki session. We're also going to be doing some plucking to kind of pull away anything that is jeopardizing our clarity of the situation, because when we're in this place, when we're triggered into a reaction of some kind, whether that be just stress, typical day-to-day annoyances and stress, or a big situation coming and where we feel just like these waves are coming and we can't surface, we can't stabilize ourselves. So it's important to be able to see the bigger picture, to catch yourself being tossed around by these waves, and then be able to remove yourself from them, or at least balance and create some kind of harmony for yourself. For me, it's just checking in and being like, okay, is this valid? Is this a valid feeling? Like, why do I feel so stressed right now? Why am I feeling anxious? Why is there a reason for it? And this week there has been no reason for it. It's just a feeling that I've had, and many of us have. So I thought that, the fact that I've been dealing with this myself and seen so many people in my life as well, it would be a good time to make a video like this. So I hope that you enjoy. So we're going to get started by lighting our candle. And you know what? I've been playing around my camera here, and I hope that I have the autofocus appropriately set. If it starts going in and out, please don't strain your eyes. It's just I'm testing something, so please bear with me during that kind of period. But the only way to test it sometimes is to actually see how it works throughout the whole video. There we go. Alright, so it's coming back. There we go. So, see? Here I've got some incense matches. And you know what? It's raining outside, so we might hear some noises of the cars go by. But these are coconut incense matches. I know not everybody likes coconut, but I like it. I find it relaxing. It makes me think of, summer suntan lotion. We're just gonna light this candle. Let it burn a little bit so that the incense activates. Oh, it's so good. There we go. I'll probably have to be tapping the screen a bunch, so hope you don't mind. But here, let's set our intention. On behalf of everyone's highest and greatest good, it is my intent to conduct this Reiki session by proxy as the purest of channels that I can possibly be, to help you as a tool to become grounded, stabilized, give you clarity, help you with clarity, not give you clarity, but help you to clear your vision so that you can see the bigger picture. Work on removing any stressful energies that may have imposed themselves into your etheric body. And just a general sending of love and the best intentions and best wishes for you. So a very simple setting here. I can make some noise for you. Sometimes there are things just happening in the cosmos that make us feel stressed out for a few days and we don't really know what's going on. So I know that that's the case with me. I know where this comes from and how it interplays with my personal chart. Sometimes we have just cranky, uncomfortable kind of energy and irritable energy, I want to say. And it's emotional, we get like personally, it's we feel very personal, it's very like an attack, or like someone did something to us, or everything's against us, or just these kind of thoughts and feelings and beliefs that might not be so obvious in the forefront of our consciousness, but in the back, in the subconscious, we're kind of like playing out these little like scenarios, or these feelings like, oh, everything's against me, or oh, everything is a pain, or something like that. So just a reminder that yes, like life brings us challenges, life brings us, obviously like all these things to help us grow, and yes, that is what they're for. But sometimes there's just no reason for it. Sometimes it's just about learning yourself, learning about your own ability to instill patience and compassion for yourself specifically, and then it kind of spreads to everyone else. So I just want to kind of bring that up, that sometimes it's something in the cosmos, some kind of solar flare, some planet crossing another planet in your chart that sets off something. And while I do believe that, there's a lesson in everything, sometimes it's just to step out of that chaos kind of feeling and into a more broader perspective. So just a little mention about that there. We're going to be using sage because it's so purifying. Just have this little leaf, so not much. Gonna weave this at you to blow this through your aura, surrounding your personal bubble, your personal space, maybe filling your room. It's a nice practice to do for yourself to help loosen stressful energies and create alignment for yourself. So I actually want to share with you a tool that I've been using that I find incredibly helpful, and it was made by my friend, so of course I'm going to support her, but regardless, I wouldn't share something with you guys unless I really liked it myself. I hope that you know that already. And she's made, let me introduce her a little bit. Her name is Inez. Inez Heals is her brand or working name. She has a wonderful blog. If you haven't checked it out, you totally should. It's all astrology based. She's an esoteric, kind of Vedic astrologer. And we met actually through Monk and Moon, or through Maxwell. And we've been doing exchanges together where, sorry, Bumba's growling. Sorry, Bumba's very cranky. He needs some calm balm himself. But yeah, we've been doing exchanges for a little while, mostly of services. Like I'll do Reiki for her and she'll do a reading for me, or look into something in my chart that I have a question on. It's been really beautiful friendship to develop. But she told me she was coming out with this, and she asked, she was like, oh, can I send you one? I need some feedback before I go live with it. So that's how I got it. It's going to be available this Friday, the 19th? No, the 18th of May. She also makes what she sent me, which is amazing as well. It's like a personalized essence tincture made just for your, like, going off of your natal chart, which I love that one as well. But when she sent this to me, honestly, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to use it. I was going to use it because I was going to test it for her, but I was curious on how I would use it because it's for relieving anxiety. Kind of creates, like, it's called, well, it says the Zen boost for an anxious mind. So you can kind of get it there. And I'm not typically a very anxious person. So, I was like, all right, how am I going to use this? Or do I take it daily? Like, what should I do? And at first I started putting it in my water and taking it that way. But then I had a kind of nervous breakdown. Not full-fledged, but a little issue. And so I took it right away, and I couldn't believe how calm I felt. Like, within minutes, maybe like 2-3 minutes, I felt so much more calm. And I was like, oh, you can use it like acutely for an episode of some kind. So that's where I really, really see the value in this. Although, if I was an anxious person, maybe I would see it differently, and I would just take it daily and, go from there. But for me, I love that I can put this in my purse. And I've used it for bouts of anger as well because, like I said, I'm not super anxious. I certainly have my moments. I certainly have times of anxiety. But I'd say anger would come up more for me, or just like being annoyed and cranky. And like mad at my partner, or, a human, getting stressed out, being a mom. And so I can take this during that, and it's just like, it's incredible. So, just sharing. I'll put the information below if you're interested. But either way, you should really check out her blog if you're interested in astrology. How many noises I can make with this thing. So I'm going to bring out my Kalimba, and I'm not exactly going to play it for you. I feel like while it's nice to hear someone play, when I play the Kalimba, I'm not very good at it and I do mess up sometimes, and I think that can be distracting when you're trying to relax. So I'm just going to kind of like strum it, even though that's not the right way to play it, but just to create some relaxing sounds for you. So resonance, but so moving on to our crystals, I'm actually going to start with grounding crystal. So this is a really beautiful Jasper. I forget the exact name of it, but it's named after a wild cow in Africa. I love this one so much. It's so like big, but the cows that it's named after have these like similar markings. They're stunning creatures. So I'm just gonna kind of align with this energy for grounding, protection, and nurturing. The nurturing vibe is, it is a Jasper. And I'm gonna put this right near your base. Alright, next I have blue Kyanite. Very pretty. It's a stone of alignment, and it's very good for balancing, obviously aligning. Helps us to see the bigger picture because we're in this place of being whole and complete and balanced, and that's a very advantageous place to be when things which are causing these kind of like emotional flare-ups start coming into our life. So you can just put it in your hand like this and sit, and it's incredibly powerful. I'm always amazed at how balanced I feel so quickly through using this. This with the calm balm would be a great pairing. So blue Kyanite, it doesn't hold on to negative energy. It actually cleanses the energy of other crystals and stuff, around us, our atmosphere. To pair that, or I'll save that one for last. Here is a piece of raw blue apatite in this cool hexagonal shape. blue apatite is wonderful for balancing the emotions, but within a sense of purpose. Like, it's calming. It's not just calming though. It gives this kind of like action to it, like, okay, well, let's carry forward, let's create a new pattern, let's do something different, or let's choose to relax because that is what we need right now. And that is kind of severing this path or this wave that we're riding and giving us a chance to reposition our sights or to think or to anything. So those are the reasons I chose this stone today, and it's really beautiful. These come in like very gemmy, gorgeous pieces, but I was really drawn to this quirky looking piece. Okay, I'm just building a small little grid here. Alright, and this is a piece or point of Tanzine quartz. So it's an aura treated quartz, and I chose this for its aura treating because that means that it's been alchemically bonded with a metal, specifically gold and indigo or something like that. It's a word that basically looks like indigo. This one's really pretty. I love that it's self-standing. Something tells me I'm not meant to keep this one too long. I'll probably pass it along, but I do really enjoy working with it. It's beautiful too, so. But that aura treatment, the coating of metal, is very deflective, very protective. So I brought this out to essentially cast our aura in this kind of color, this ghosty kind of blue, pale lavender, indigo color. It's peaceful. It's got a wise energy to it, I would say. You can use it with a third eye. We're going to get to some plucking later. Okay. This is a stunning piece of chalcedony, which has also been aura treated. I love how it looks like a mask. But chalcedonies are known to be very watery, like you could see the back, very feminine. And I love this one. Like, I love the look of it, that it looks like these like wise eyes. And I brought this out again to, well, for the protection of the aura, but more so for the ability to see from a variety of perspectives, of understandings, to see the bigger picture and make the best decisions based on those higher knowledge, higher concepts, higher understanding. And finally, got some really beautiful black Kyanite, which I'm gonna actually be using to cleanse your aura. So it's this fan shape, almost like a wing. This one's a bit thin, so I'm going to use it to kind of like go down. Black Kyanite is incredibly protective. It holds sacred space for us. I love to keep this on my altar. I have 4 of them there, which I kind of create like a little box around my altar, like on the corners. And I just feel like it just works so well for that. So this is Black Kyanite. It's also very cleansing, removes negative energy or bad energy or a vibration, a frequency which does not serve us. And that is my intention when I use these. So I'm just gonna like start to comb through your etheric body here. The eyes. Down your body, all the way to your feet, back of your head, the eye area. I'm very drawn to the eye area. You know, we certainly can get tension there, but I think when we're stressed out, when we're having these crappy days, these tense things, we want to make sure that we're adding the good. We're not just letting those thoughts run amok. You know, I'm a big believer in shadow work and balance, and that there cannot be, you know, one without the other. We live there is no, as Blanca would say, there is no right or wrong in the absolute, and I do believe that. But I also believe that there are things that do not serve our best interest, especially when we have our sights set on a certain level. And to be authentic, in a sense, with that version of ourselves, there are things we may need to work on or to not entertain if it's something that's stressful. Speaking of Blanca, we have a new video coming out on Emerald Paradigm on Friday, so if you're interested, just be on the lookout. I'll put that link in the underneath part of this video as well. Really enjoying that project. Little comb, just working in this, your etheric body, to loosen, release, and then we'll move over to plucking and then get on with our session. The throat area. Okay, wonderful. I like that. Okay. Alright, so we're going to begin our plucking. And now, I think a lot of people, obviously a lot of people enjoy that. It's a nice visual trigger, but I feel like I need to make the explanation that I'm not pulling anything out of you that is serving you or that you need it anyway. This is just pulling out the blockages, the things that the things that are at this point right now affecting you, making you think or feel or react in ways that you do not wish to. It's kind of a tricky way to communicate about this, because I think that all feelings and emotions need to be validated. So I'm not saying like, oh, don't feel that way, feel this way, it's that easy. Like, I know it's not that easy, but what the plucking can do is help to loosen, or at least provide an opportunity for a fresh start of sorts. But it is up to you to carry out the discipline of taking the higher road. If you're looking to get here, if you have your sights set on owning your own business, on finding this like perfect partner, on becoming a parent of anything, we have to look at what might be in our life that is not supporting that, is not allowing for that to reach us in a comfortable and easy way. So those are just some things to think about. But because this session is also meant for, tough times or anything, we want to help to pull out those associations with those tough times. If there's anything that's starting to become permanent feeling for you, like, oh, it's always a struggle, it's always so hard, oh, it's always like this, or this always turns out that way, we want to specifically work on pulling that out. So excuse me, that's what we're setting our intention for now. So just gonna wiggle around, just kind of loosen things. Start to feel. If you feel caught up in a time period of just these hyper emotional reactions, and that could come out in so many ways, guys. I think when we think of emotions, sometimes we picture like one set way of emotions affecting us, but they can come out in many ways, feeling irritable, feeling angry, feeling sad, feeling desperate or needy, jealous. This is not cord cutting, they're very different, although they kind of maybe look the same from a video perspective. If at this point you see some things crossing your vision, they're just coming out to be released. If there's something that makes you uncomfortable at all, it's just to be released. Like, oh, the lesson here is to take a step back, analyze. Is this real? Is this really how I feel? Is this valid? Of course your feelings are valid, but is it the whole picture, or is this just me being perhaps too sensitive, or there's some other kind of like underlying thing that I might be stressed about that's making me react this way to my loved ones, or how I feel when I'm alone. So focus too on releasing some stress if that's the case. Alright, so to get on with our more traditional style of Reiki, just want to again set our intention on behalf of your highest and greatest good as a tool for you to use to reset the emotional levels, reset the emotional dial, to come from a place of complete clarity and understanding of the greater picture of how perhaps this stressful time period might be beneficial in some way, how these emotions might be telling us something that we truly need to look into, but of course coming into a place that if we reflect and see, no, this isn't a lesson in that way, this isn't a message in that regard, look at it as a weight, a tool to strengthen the muscles of your mind, to be able to remove yourself from the stress, the reactions, and get into a place of learning to work with that. It's okay if these stresses keep coming up, if this stressful feeling, if these emotions keep coming up. It's okay as long as you can say, hey, these are gonna pass. This is an emotion. This is like water. I'm gonna take a bath. I'm gonna exercise. I'm going to maybe journal or do something that is expressive in a flowing kind of way. We want things to flow, to let these time periods pass us. And they usually do resolve themselves fairly quickly, you know. I've never known this to go on for more than a couple of days of this like stressful type of energy. So I hope that you know, a couple of days does sound long when you're in the middle of it, but when you pull yourself back and keep constantly reminding, hey, it's okay, this is just passing, I'm just feeling like this, maybe I need some time alone, maybe I should read, maybe I should work on a project, maybe I should just sleep, you know, and get as much rest as I can. Whatever your inner guidance tells you, listen to that, and that can be the lesson itself. So use some Reiki symbols here. We're gonna push them, or I feel like pushing them into your aura. Some calming symbols to wash over you and help you stabilize, feel at peace, feeling in control. Not in a power-hungry kind of way, but in control of yourself, in control of your circumstances. It's only when we really understand that power that we have that we begin creating, like, effectively in our life. Calming energy. So I'm going to work in the third eye to help with the vision, to see yourself through it, to see yourself coming through this with such ease and comfort. It's just a time period. Continue to breathe. See yourself in success and achievement in whatever area of your life you desire that to be, or your whole life in general. Just hold that in your thoughts. You can stimulate the throat chakra to help you express and think internally from that point as well. To use language that does not attach to these negative feelings, instead of something like, I'm mad, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm stressed, I'm cranky, I'm nasty mood. It can turn into, manipulate your language into something that serves you but also validates your feelings. So I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling cranky, I'm feeling so mad, I can't talk to you right now, you know, whatever it is. I feel like I need some time alone. I feel like I need to walk, I'm processing something, this will pass quickly. I'm gonna brush off your shoulders and your back. Just relieve this pressure that you might feel like you have on yourself. Okay, we're gonna focus on the sacral to calm this place, this emotional center, to stabilize it. You can picture perhaps like a boat in the ocean getting tossed around a little. And then, perhaps it's in a storm or just big waves. Or you don't even have to picture the boat if you want, but picture like an ocean with these giant waves, cloudy skies. And as we send this energy to our sacral area with the intention of calming these emotions and listening to them, they don't need to be so loud that, that's the only way we notice. We are developing an innate skill to navigate through this sense. So as we send our energy here and our focus on calm, we can take a breath. And as we exhale, the clouds part, the sun begins to shine, the ocean settles, and just beautiful, clear water, fairly calm, with somewhat predictable movements. I'm going to focus on the hip area in the back to relieve any anger or just accumulation of stress or fear or anything that may have been imposed upon you or that you have let cultivate in some way through, whatever you're experiencing. You can picture these like two water balloons on your back or that you're carrying on your sides. And we're just going to gently untie them and let the water wash down your legs. Into the ground to enrich the soil or activate the seeds that may be there. Just let it flow. Great. We're going to just coat your whole aura in a really beautiful bluish color, kind of teal. We want it to be a bit heart-based, so a tealy blue or like an aqua. It's gentle. It's bold, I want to say. It has a courage to it. And it's connected to the divine. The divine in you, the divine in the universe, the divine in God, however you want to tie it all together, but it's the absolute within you. The creative energy might start coming, so over the next few days after this session, you may find that you have the desire to create, and that can be writing, doodling, new meals, new hair, new makeup, new style, really. Can manifest in many ways, limitless ways, really. Music. Times certainly are blessings. I know it's so hard to understand when we're in the middle of it. I get it, I do. But they are blessings in some regard. And even if we can keep our mind open to, okay, I don't know what this blessing is. I don't know what the point of this is yet, but I know there is one. Even that alone can make the situation just like, I won't say like it evaporates, but it just really breaks everything up. Just be like, let's fluff up your beautiful aqua aura here. Great. Just smooth it out. That feels good to me. I actually feel a lot of energy. People ask me this a lot, like, what do I feel when I do a video like this? And because it's for the collective, obviously what I feel might not represent every single person that watches this video, but I think it does get to me, like the bulk, you know, there might be a few that are feeling this way or that way. So I just feel a lot of energy, like a vibratory energy. It's like tingly. So just coming. Great. Alright, well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I do have a bunch of other ones planned. I'm trying my best to stick to Sunday and Wednesday for uploading days. I think that I've done a pretty good job of, creating videos that I feel like I'm finding my style, I think that I'm established in that regard. And for me to be able to be more consistent with my uploads in terms of, hey, I know that she's going to upload on Sunday and Wednesday would make a world of difference. So I hope that you guys are into that. I have to thank my patrons. Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. New patrons, thank you so much. People who have donated to my channel, thank you. People who have become clients, people who have bought things from my site, thank you guys so much. It helps me so very greatly, but it fulfills me. Like, so there's the combination of, that I'm human and, this is my work, but also that it just feels so good. So just thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I think that's it. I hope that you enjoy, and from the bottom of my heart, as always, namaste.